Welcome to year 2 of the Funding Love podcast. I'm Mallory Elrod.
And I'm Caitlin Duckworth. We are two adoptive moms that seek to love, support, and elevate all corners of the adoption triad, including adoptive families, adoptees, and birth parents.
We do that through honest conversation with both expert and everyday voices about all things adoption and more, all while running our nonprofit, Funding Love.
We create post-adoption experiences that strengthen bonds, build community, and restore people.
We are Funding Love,
the podcast. Hey guys, it's Kate here. On this episode, it is just Mal and I, and we take a fun little trip down memory lane on this episode. We look back at the incredible year we had at Funding Love. We talk about the new things we added this past year and spend some time dreaming ahead to 2024. And that is one thing that we do super well, is dream. We are so grateful to our loyal and generous donors that allow us to continue to dream about the ways we can impact the adoption community. We cannot do this without you. And I'm going to be honest, this episode is so encouraging and really gets me excited about this next year. I hope y'all enjoy. Take a listen. Hey Mel, welcome, episode 90. It is so good to be with you today. How are you?
I am great. I cannot believe we are on episode 90. That means we're only 10 away from getting to that 100th episode, girl.
Oh my gosh, 100. Girl, we got it. We're doing it.
We
episode
have
90.
never missed a week.
Never.
Talk about dedication.
That's it, dedication. But this is going to be a fun episode because it's, the end of the year and we like to do these looking back episodes and dreaming forward. So, like kind of looking back on 2023, all of the great moments and memories that we've made on the podcast and just with Funding Love. And then looking forward to 2024 and what we have coming down the pipe there. So I'm excited. Let's talk about 2023. What was some of your favorite moments from this year?
Oh man, so many amazing memories from 2023. We had an amazing year as a nonprofit. We had new things. We had new growth. We had lots of donor interaction. I think my favorite things are always going to be the vacations. Those are the moments that we live for, and those are the moments that remind us why we're doing what we're doing. So honestly, with all the new stuff that we're going to talk about, I still think my favorite memories from 2023 are both of our opening night events that we do. We had an opening night event at the adoptive family vacation. We had an opening night event at the birth mom vacation, and those are just truly spectacular. It's great to get in the room with the people that we've, been talking to on phone calls and in emails, to finally be in person with them and to be able to vision cast what Funding Love does and really kick off the week or the weekend of serving them. That's been my favorite part of 2023. What's been your favorite part?
Gosh, I just feel like this last year, you and I have been saying, it's like we feel like the ball is like kind of starting to roll really fast for Funding Love when it comes to our donor engagement, when it comes to people wanting to be a part of what we're doing, the amount of applications we get, nominations, just people engaging with us. It feels like, oh my gosh, we have this ball rolling. And it is so exciting. And I feel that way more so about 2023 than the previous year. So I feel like, I don't know, maybe it's the new things that we've added, such as the gala, the 5K race that we did this year. And, the opening night, like you mentioned, for the adoptive family vacation, that was new in 2023. That was the first time we were able to offer that to families. So it just kind of feels, I don't know, it feels good. I feel like 2023 is a very encouraging year for the future of Funding Love. That's kind of how I feel.
I agree. It was definitely a year of growth. So we had a lot of new things. Let's just run down the list of all the new things that we were able to implement this year. And I just want to remind all of our listeners that the reason why we're able to continue to grow and add new things to our programs and to Funding Love as a whole is because of you. It is because you are giving financial gifts specifically, but you're also giving your time, you're shopping our merchandise, and that is the reason why we're able to grow. So right off the bat is the opening night event for the adoptive family vacation. We had already done opening night events for our birth mom vacations. And this year in 2023, we were able to have one for our adoptive family vacation.
Yeah, it was very sweet. And I felt like it set the tone for the families to know what to expect, to the kind of VIP treatment that we want them to feel like they're going to have. They got to dance with Mickey on the dance floor with the DJ, and the families just kind of got to let loose and realize, okay, this is a vacation. We are being served. We are going to let our kids let loose, and the parents even did. So that was a really fabulous a really fabulous addition to what we do at Funding Love. But also for the Adoptive Family Vacation, we had a VIP tour this year for them. That we've done it for the birth moms every year, but this is the first time we've been able to pull it off for the families. And that's a big deal because the family trip has a lot more people, right? Because you're bringing families. So, I mean, we have upwards of 30 people on these vacations compared to like the 14, 15 on the birth mom vacation. So to be able to pull that off because of our donors, those who've gifted those to Funding Love, honestly, that was a huge win for a new added thing for our families.
Yes, those VIP tours were such an incredible addition to these vacations that honestly, I wasn't sure we would ever be able to do. Like you said, our family vacations are so big, but also our family vacations are longer. So they get 1-day park tickets so that they can get 1 full day in each park. Whereas our birth moms, theirs is a bit more concise and shorter because their moms, it's a woman's trip. So taking a full week away from their families and their jobs is a little bit harder when you're, one person. So we really wanted to do it upright with them, getting the VIP tour so they could get everything done. But with our families, we were so excited when donors came forward wanting to help in that capacity. So we put that VIP tour on the Magic Kingdom day because that park has so many attractions. It was really helpful for them to be able to knock out literally everything in Magic Kingdom and get VIP viewing for the Happily Ever After fireworks. I mean, it was just so incredible. So
such a great
if
addition.
You were one of those donors, we are so appreciative to you. You are truly making a difference in the lives of not only the birth moms, but these adoptive families now as well.
Yeah, so awesome. So the big new thing that we added in 2023.
The biggest new
thing, that is the gala. I mean, we pulled off our first ever gala in 2023. And I mean, thinking back on it, I'm still smiling about just the night. Like the whole thing just felt magical. And we raised over $100,000 on our first gala. I mean, that goes to show the amazing donors, those who truly support what we're doing, and that people believe in what we're doing. That what we're doing matters, that what we're doing is life-changing. But that night was awesome. And I just feel like I don't ever see a year when we don't have a gala now.
Oh, no, no, never again, because it was so much fun, not only for our donors, but for us to be able to host our donors and to be able to stand up in front of them and vision cast and to explain to them where these dollars are going and have our alumni come back and say how these vacations have changed their life or have really, truly impacted them in really real, tangible ways. It was so fun, and I cannot wait for this year's gala. It's going to be incredible. But we also added something this summer, which was, you kind of touched on it before, but it was our virtual 5K. People have asked us to do virtual 5Ks for a few years now. And this year for I Am Funding Love Day, which is our anniversary of becoming a nonprofit, we decided to finally host one. So on August 17th, we had a virtual 5K where everybody ran their 5K throughout that month and then posted on August 17th with the hashtag I Am Funding Love, their medals. It was great. But you know what was even better, Caitlin?
What's that?
We raised over $6,000 with that campaign of the 5K.
How easy.
And everyone that participated.
And how fun was that? I mean, really, it's a fun thing that you can do it anywhere you are in the country, in the world, essentially. You can do it anywhere. Just run a 5K. And post about it, and you're getting the word out there. You're supporting Funding Love, especially if you're a runner and you're going to run anyways. Just do it. My mom even had a good time doing it. A lot of my family members back home in Michigan, they jumped on board because they felt like, oh, this is a way that I can support without actually being right there. So yeah, great addition. Loved it. And I can't believe we raised over $6,000. That is so amazing. Then also in the summer, we added another fun little thing for Funding Love did. It's the adoptive family reunion. So it was in the Atlanta area. So all the families that wanted to drive or that were in the Atlanta area, for whatever reason, we seem to have a big grouping of families that have traveled with us from the Atlanta area. So that felt like a good first place to do a reunion. But tell us about it, Mel. Tell us the reviews on that.
Yeah, they had a blast. I unfortunately was not able to attend in person, but I followed along with everyone who was there. We had magic makers return. We had 5 of our Atlanta area families that have gone on Funding Love vacations, but they didn't travel together. So they were able to meet each other, form adoptive family connections, and then also kind of talk about their own memories of Funding Love, even though they were all separate. They all had that similar story of going on a Funding Love vacation, and they had a blast. We did it just north of the city. It was pretty laid back. The kids were able to play on a lawn area. We provided pizza and drinks and snacks and just bubbles, fun things for the kids to do, for the parents to mingle, the kids to play. And it really was a hit. And we hope to grow those events. We hope to be able to do them annually. We hope to be able to do them for more than just like small localized areas. And we hope to be able to do them for our birth moms as well as our families. So I'm really looking forward to see how we can grow this program of reunions. But we took our first step this year. We threw our first one. It was small, but it was fun, and we cannot wait to do it again.
Yes, the reunions is the biggest thing we get. I think one of the most common feedback we get from birth moms and families post-trip is, when's the reunion? Because they just want to be together again. And so that speaks to, the product we have, the vacations that we offer them. They want to come back and be together again. So I'm glad we were able to start that off in 2023. But another fun little thing we added this year was, for the birth mom vacation, we had Minnie Mouse at the opening night. And I feel like since we've been doing those opening night dinners, you and I have wanted Minnie Mouse there.
Yes.
From the beginning. And it's one of those things that, being cautious with their dollars and being good stewards of it, we're like, okay, we can't do it this year, And 2023 was the year. And I'm telling you, it was so much fun to see these women all dressed up and getting pictures with Minnie Mouse. I felt it was perfect. I loved it.
It really did. Minnie showed up in her 100th anniversary dress. She was sparkly and beautiful, and we were able to surprise the women right when they walked in the room. Minnie Mouse greeted them. Yeah. They got to have their picture. Many of them FaceTimed their kiddos and was able to be like, look, Mom's with Minnie Mouse. It was so special, and it was a perfect addition, the perfect touch to that opening night event.
And it was the cutest Minnie I've ever seen. I mean,
she was adorable.
Was the cutest Minnie I've ever seen. Just,
lots of energy,
engagement,
twirling.
Twirls. So cute. Gosh. So yeah, that was just, what a big year we had. Honestly, so cool that each year we look at what we've done and we say, how can we do it better? What else can we do to serve these families and these women? And I feel like that's what 2024 is going to be. We're going to take what we've added this year and tweak it to make it even better, and maybe add some more special things. So that's what I love. Honestly, that's what I love about Funding Love, is we're never just okay here. Let's just keep going. Let's just continue to reach more people and make a bigger impact. But let's talk about the podcast 2023. Some of the memories we've had just on this podcast. I felt like we've had such a cool group of guests this 2023 season. And specifically we've had a lot of alumni come back. A lot of families and birth moms who've traveled with us in the past have come on as guests. And to me, I think that is so cool, because
it is.
They were on a trip, they found connection there, and they allowed us to serve them. But then they're coming back and they're serving the community as well by being on this podcast, talking about their experience, sharing their stories, giving some wisdom. I just think it's so cool. I love that.
I agree. So we had, from our adoptive family vacations, we had the Clevelands come back, Tyler and Hannah, and not only did they share about their Funding Love vacation, but they talked about parenting a child with special needs. So that was a really great episode, super educational. And then we have had a slew of birth moms come back and share their stories, share the things that they're doing. Many of them are writing down their stories and creating children's books and just doing really big things. So we've had Jesse, Leah, Courtney, Melissa, Brittany, Shonda. Girls, if you are listening, we are so thankful for you. It warms our heart that you would come on and choose to share your story and your voice with the adoption community. And this podcast, we know, reaches outside of the adoption community. You're helping to educate and inform and advocate outside of the adoption bubble so that other people can understand why they need to partner with us at Funding Love.
Yes. I think it's that has been one of my favorite things to see, is just them coming back, making it a little bit of a full circle thing. We've also had a lot of authors.
Yes, not just our alumni are writing books, but there are a lot of books being written, a lot of stories being told from adoptees, from adoptive parents, from birth moms out in the adoption world. And it's really it's a joy to be able to help them promote those books and to promote their stories getting out into the world, because we need to hear more of that.
Totally. No, absolutely. And on this podcast, this past year, you and I kind of said at the beginning of the year, and I feel like we stuck true to it, is that we wanted to kind of broaden the topics that we talk about. This is mostly an adoption podcast, obviously. I would say 95%, maybe 90% of what we talk about is adoption. That is our hearts. That is what we're doing here. But we wanted to mix it up a little bit this year and talk about just motherhood, because those listening are moms, want to be moms, and travel. We have a lot of people who love to travel, a lot of Disney people. So we want to talk about Disney. And we've even had some guests on who are also running a nonprofit. So we've kind of broadened it, not to just talk about adoption, but to talk about all the things that kind of are attached to it, and also things that we just love. So, we talked about motherhood, travel, Disney, parenting in general, nonprofits, how to travel with families. Like we've kind of taken it there. So, I mean, what's your thoughts on us broadening it this year?
I've really enjoyed it. I mean, selfishly, I've enjoyed talking about things that I love, like travel and Disney and motherhood and faith.
Yes.
But those have been some of our most popular episodes, I feel like, because even those within the adoption triad, sometimes you just don't want it all to revolve around this heaviness of adoption.
Totally.
Sometimes you just need a little break. Sometimes you just need a little lighthearted Disney would you rather. So it's been fun, even for us, to be able to add in those different areas.
So tell us, Mal, what do we have coming up for the podcast this next year, 2024?
Yeah. Well, one other new thing that we added right here at the end is our YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't want to skip over that, but we do now have YouTube as well. So if you're listening on Spotify or Apple or any of the streaming platforms for podcast, also know that we are available to listen to currently over on YouTube. So that's exciting. And we're really hoping to grow that platform to be able to add some video elements in the future. So keep an eye over there on YouTube. Give us a subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe now. Even if you're still listening on your other platforms, subscribe on YouTube, because we are going to have good things coming up there in the future on the podcast. But one fun thing we have coming up on the podcast that I am so excited about is we are adding a Funding Love podcast book club.
There it is. Got a book club coming. 2024.
Yes.
I know. I'm excited about this. This was your brainchild, and I absolutely love the idea.
Yes. So we are avid readers. You and I love to read. There are so many good books, like we said, in the adoption triad that are about adoption, some that are entertaining, some that are informative, some that are educational, some that are just stories that help you relate and understand each corner of the triad better. So we want to have a book club, meaning that you, the listeners, can be a part of our book club. This is your official invite to join a Funding Love book club. It's not a huge commitment. We're only going to read 4 books in 2024. So we're going to do 1 book a quarter. We're going to announce that book at the beginning of each quarter. So you can order it on Amazon. On our social media pages, we'll be sure to have links. On our website, we'll have links to where you can purchase that book, get it quickly. You'll have roughly 3 months to read it, and then we will do an episode about that book, just chatting about it. But it's not just going to be me and you, Kate. I would love for you to tell our listeners what's going to be exciting about our book club conversations.
So for our book club conversations, so like Mal said, we're going to do 4 of these conversations after each book. And so it's going to be Mal and I, and then we also have a birth mom and an adoptee voice. So we have Allison Olson, if y'all remember her, she's been a guest, and Jessie Matos, who's a Funding Love alumni and a birth mom. And so the 4 of us are going to talk about each book. And I think the cool thing about this is then we have all corners of the triad represented for each conversation. So we have a birth mom perspective, adoptive mom, and an adoptee perspective. And I think that is so important. And the mission of this podcast is to bring us all together and to elevate all those voices. So that is going to be a super cool part of this book club. It's not going to be just you and I. It's going to be all 4 of us talking about this book, debriefing it, diving in, asking the hard questions. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, giving our thoughts and opinions. I can't wait to see how the conversations go.
I know.
But we definitely encourage you to be a part of that. hopefully these books you can not only read, but there's probably going to be audio versions that maybe you could listen to. We would love, love, love for you to be a part of the Funding Love Book Club, and let's all learn and grow next year through these books.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
Yep. Because each time you read one of these books, honestly, you know this, Mal, every time you read a book, your perspective continues to change and grow, and you continue to learn what it's like, I guess, from each side of the triad. So if a book is going to be about adoptee and an adoptee wrote it, it just opens your eyes so much more. And I think that's how we're all going to continue to learn and grow. So yeah, that's going to be a great thing.
And I think that being able to have a voice from every corner, listen, none of us are going to shy away from our true feelings. We're not going to be easily offended as we talk to each other. So if we're reading something and us as adoptive parents are like, oh yeah, that's just so great to me, and an adoptee or a birth mom voice says, actually, that's really like painful for me to read.
Right.
We're gonna deep dive into how it makes each corner of the triad, or I've never thought about it from that perspective before, or, you know, we're really going to be honest and vulnerable in these conversations. So they're going to be great episodes to listen to, even if you didn't read the book.
Yeah, totally. I agree. And on the podcast, a couple other things that we have coming up is, like you said earlier, episode 100 is coming up. And not that we really have anything big planned, but it's just kind of a milestone. You never know. Our minds might get working. We might have something fun that day, but 100 episodes, and then season 3 of the podcast, which will be year 3, will start in April, which, I can't believe it. It's kind of crazy. So that's what we have coming up in 2024. And we are going to continue to mix it up. Just like we did this year, talk about, you know, motherhood, faith, travel, Disney, all the fun things that we love to do. That is so much a part of our lives. So yeah, that's the podcast. That's a wrap on our looking back, dreaming forward of the podcast.
Yeah. So let's dream forward a little bit. We've touched on most of these, I believe, but for Funding Love, if you have considered donating to us, here we are at the end of 2023. Any of those last minute end of year giving, we would love for you to consider partnering with us, because we do have big dreams and we do have plans of things coming up in 2024. And not all of them have dollars assigned to them. We do still need fundraising. So here are some things that are coming up. We have 2 more vacations that are going to be coming up in 2024. We already are planning our adoptive family vacation that's going to travel in March next year. And then we're also going to have our birth mom vacation that's going to travel next September.
Yep. So 2 more vacations. That's a constant thing we can at least count on.
And that is where a majority of our giving dollars go. These vacations are not cheap. And as you can see, we do them up right. So your partnership with us means so much when it comes to our vacations. Yeah. What else do we have coming up?
Oh, well, we have the 2nd annual gala, which is going to be the Garden Gala this year, which who's not excited about that?
I'm so excited.
I'm going to tell you, I already bought my dress. Because I hadn't looked. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to wait till the next year. I don't know. I'm a little overwhelmed. And I started looking. I was like, boom, that's it. It was on sale.
That's
Black Friday, done, ordered it.
So smart.
And so we'll see. Listen, it hasn't arrived yet. So once I try it on, that's got to have the good feels. But oh my gosh, Garden Gala. That gives you like so much freedom to find a super fun floral, whatever you want, sort of gown, outfit. It's going to be great.
I'm kind of waiting for spring. I've got some shops and some places that I'm looking at, their gowns that I love. And I'm thinking, when your new spring line comes out, are there going to be some new floral prints I love? So I have not gotten my dress yet. I'm not as on it as Kate, but we really, truly hope to see you there. And if you want more information on that, our gold sponsorships, hey, they're gone. As of right now, we have a few more of our getaway packages available, but those are going fast as well, which means you will not only get 2 seats to the gala, you're also going to get a room at the Four Seasons at a extremely discounted price, so that you can stay that night of the gala at the Four Seasons. You can just walk right back up to your room the next morning, grab some brunch, hit the pools before you head home. But there's a few more of those packages left, but you can get a seat, a table, and you can get all of that information at fundinglove.com/gala.
Yes. And I do also want to say, if you own a company, you believe in what we're doing, or you just feel like you want to sponsor the gala in some way, just please reach out to us, because there are so many ways to sponsor this event. We can sponsor the bar, you can sponsor the signage, you can sponsor the floral arrangements. There's so many things if you want to be a part of what we're doing to still help us reach a huge goal for this gala so that we can continue to do what we do with Funding Love. So the gold sponsorships, yes, they're gone, but there are still ways that you can partner with us. So don't let that make you feel like, oh, shoot, I lost my opportunity. You can still partner with us. Please reach out. We'd be more than honored to see where we can fit you in.
Absolutely.
But also at the gala, that I think we have some fun things that we want to announce. So like at the gala, you and I have talked about dreaming a little bit for those in the room. So at the gala, we've got some things that we have really big hopes for Funding Love. I'm talking like big, long-term, really, really substantial, life-changing things that we want to announce at the gala. So that's dreaming forward. We're not going to say it here because you got to be in the room at the gala to hear this big news, but I'm pumped about it. And then we also have our second annual 5K that we're planning. We're dreaming. We're going to do it. And it's going to be bigger than it was this past year. We're going to continue to have a bigger reach. So
that's right. Maybe this year we can raise $10,000 on our anniversary.
Let's do it. I'm not afraid.
The 5K.
I'm not afraid of it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Keep your eyes out for that announcement when we start announcing those packages going on sale, the race packages. Our race packages come with a t-shirt. They come with a medal. Last year, we also had like a t-shirt only package that you could get. We're going to continue to dream with the people that create those items to make them better, to make them cuter year after year after year, because that's just what we do at Funding Love.
That's just what we do.
And we cannot wait to see who runs with us this year at our second annual 5K.
Yes. And then, we talked about it a little bit. We had our first reunion, right, this year. But in true, like you said, Funding Love fashion, we're just continuing to dream on that. Like, what does that mean? Does that mean, like, for this next year, for 2024, are we going to do it again? Are we going to do it bigger? Are we going to do it in a different city? Are we going to involve birth moms? Like, there's so many things that swirl through our minds that I'm excited to kind of, as 2024 hits, put our ideas onto paper and make these things come to life. So that is another thing that we're dreaming about. So.
Yeah. And I think a lot of that is going to hinge on this gala.
So much.
The money that we raised that night. Those are some of those funds are going to be going towards these reunions. And so they're going to be as big as we can financially make them. Yeah. So again, come to the gala. We would love to see you there, and you can help make these other dreams possible.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, gosh.
So what are you most excited for about all of that coming up, the dreaming forward? What are you most looking forward to?
Like at the beginning of 2023, as you don't realize all of the new friendships and all the new community that I'm personally going to have. So I just feel like I'm excited to meet the new families that are going to be traveling. I'm excited to see what birth moms travel with us and all of the new friends and community that is built, because that is truly one of my favorite things looking back. It's like, man, I have all of these new friends now, and this community is growing, and I feel like a better person. I feel like I've grown. So that is really what I love about the beginning of the year, is seeing what's going to come with the new friendships in our life,
That is such a great answer. I feel like you and I have created this life hack of continually just getting ourselves new friends.
The old ones ditch us.
And it's so fun. It's okay. We're going to have a new round of birth moms coming in, and they're awesome.
Right. I know.
No, I'm just kidding. It really is. Building the relationships and building the community for us is such an exciting part. I am excited for this gala. I know we keep talking about it, but I think that is definitely what I'm most excited about.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be a big year. I can't believe 2024 is the date on the calendar. It's kind of wacky to think that it's 2024, but so many good things ahead. I'm so excited. I'm excited to see the guests we're going to have on the podcast, because our minds are always on that too. So listen, it's been a great year. I just want to say congratulations to you, Mal, as leading this organization and just being the dreamer you are and propelling this forward, because this was your dream, and look where it is. I'm just so proud to be your friend. I'm proud to be by your side in this. And I just want to say congrats. It's awesome.
Oh, well, I want to say thank you. Thank you for believing in this mission enough to join in and jump in with me, link arms with me, and just be wild and crazy with me in serving this community. It has been a joy.
It really has.
And I couldn't imagine not doing it.
Same.
So
same.
Let's keep going, girl. 2024, here we come.
2024, here we come. Awesome. And guys, listeners, we honestly want to say thank you to you too, because when you listen to this podcast and you subscribe and you continue to share this, it allows more people to hear what we're doing, and then our audience grows and then it continues. So please subscribe. Subscribe on the YouTube channel. Even if you don't watch on YouTube and you prefer to do on Spotify or Apple, if you subscribe, it still allows other people to find us easier. So that would mean a lot to us. And you guys are awesome. And thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Funding Love Podcast. We'll see y'all next week.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of the Funding Love Podcast. We are a crowd-funded nonprofit, which means that people like you can help make a lasting impact in the lives of adoptive families and birth moms. At Funding Love, we create post-adoption experiences that strengthen bonds, build community, and restore people. And when you partner with us, whether that is giving online, signing up to become a monthly donor, or simply buying merchandise from our shop, you are funding love.